You've got to think about your personal brand. It's never too early to think about your personal brand. What is your area of difference? What makes you different to somebody else? Particularly in Singapore, where every single person's got at least 1 degree. And a lot of people got 2 degrees and an MBA and this qualification, that qualification. But it means everyone's basically got a degree. So then it becomes very difficult. So it's like, well, what makes that person different? It's basically their idea, it's their personality, it's their experience.
Our speaker this evening is the founder and global CEO of Black Marketing, which is a global marketing consultancy that specializes in enabling LinkedIn for C-suite executives and entrepreneurs across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Reed.
So these are top 10 tips how to use LinkedIn, because I started using LinkedIn when I first came to Asia. But what is LinkedIn? It's very important you understand that LinkedIn is a peer-to-peer network in a business context. That means it's about professionalism. It's not Facebook, it's not WeChat, it's not Twitter, and it's definitely not Tinder. I started using LinkedIn because when I came to Singapore 8 years ago, I did not know a single person, not a single person. So I started reaching out to my network in the UK and saying to them, who do you know in Singapore that I can meet? Who do you know in Singapore that I can network with? And they suggested this guy and this guy and this girl. And I met them through LinkedIn. I wrote to them on LinkedIn and said, this guy recommends you. And they said, yes, let's meet, let's have a cup of coffee. I'm quite willing to share. And I was amazed by the hospitality, amazed by the amount of people who would say yes to things, because in the UK that wouldn't happen. So I was using LinkedIn, not just in Singapore, even Southeast Asia. I was using LinkedIn across the whole of Asia Pacific. And the real power there was just reaching out and people saying, yes, let's Skype, let's meet, let's do some business. And it all came through the power of LinkedIn. So then I created Black Marketing, because there was clearly a need for people to understand how to use it, but also to be trained on it. And those of you who could afford it, to actually pay us to do it for them. So there's 4 steps to success on LinkedIn. 4. Personal branding. It's all about you. Company branding, employer branding. It's about your company, about the company you own or the company you work for. And then it's about content marketing and thought leadership. And then it's about messaging. So the first tip is your profile photograph. And I've seen some of your profile photographs. Oh my God. They should look like this. These are 2 of my team members in Capital Tower, just over there somewhere. Smiling. It's like this. You approach people at networking events who are smiling, whose body language says, talk to me. You don't talk to the person in the corner whose arms is folded, who clearly doesn't want to be here. And LinkedIn's the same. Be positive, be bright. Don't do this. As much as I might aspire one day to being George Clooney, I'm not. So I can't use his profile picture. And as much as I might want you to show me the money, I can't claim to be Tom Cruise either. So be genuine. But if you get it right, it increases your views by 14 times. 14 times. People do not trust people they can't see. It's like this. People trust people they can see. But your brand profile headline, this one here, follows you everywhere on LinkedIn. So think about your personal branding. Think about your keywords. If you do a search, for example, on LinkedIn for personal branding, 67,000 searches come up. I'm number 1. Because I use it in my headline, my experience, my summary, my content marketing. So think about how you use it. It's just like Google. You need to SEO your LinkedIn profile on LinkedIn. Now you combine both for maximum employer branding. This is really, really cool for Alison. She changed all her team's profiles, red and white, Singapore colors. Every single one of them. How powerful that is. Really, really strong branding. Great company branding. So you use a headline to tell people where you are. So I travel quite a lot across Asia Pacific. So I put in here, I'm in Melbourne, and change the background picture to Melbourne. So I let people know in Melbourne, I was in Melbourne. This means that when you're in that country, like I was in Myanmar yesterday, people go, Chris is in Myanmar, let's have a coffee, let's have a drink. The headline follows you around and markets you on a continuous basis. So letting people know where you are, particularly when you're traveling in Asia, as many people do, it's phenomenally easy for you to then get engagement, to be found by somebody. So your personal brand story on LinkedIn is very important. So you get 2 lines now, because LinkedIn have changed this, to actually impress people and to make them see more down here. So think about that. Think about inspiring those people on those 2 lines to get them to click more. And talk about yourself in the first person, not the third person. It's like this, like a networking event. Don't do this, nothing at all. Missing an opportunity. Or this, a lifelong passion for problem solving. It means nothing. Doesn't differentiate that person from anybody else. Everyone in this room could fulfill that. Visual content's really important. Brings your profile to life. If you click on this, for example, this comes up and then this comes up, the website. You can't put web links into LinkedIn, it doesn't work. You have to put the link in the media and then it comes up. And much more visually attractive. This is how you do it. Very, very simple. If you follow most of the things that LinkedIn does, it just makes your profile look more superstar. So you can share content as well, unique content. So when we marketed the book, we used screen grabs. We didn't just go and say, buy the book. We were slightly clever than that. We took screen grabs of how well the book was doing in Amazon.com and Amazon.fr and put that on LinkedIn because it associated us in the business section. So I was in Auckland last week doing 3 talks in one day, which was actually exhausting. I'd run out, my voice did not last. But it got thousands of views and thousands of likes just by sharing that on LinkedIn, something unique. People like unique visual things on LinkedIn. You want to share, comment, and like. So I've done this talk in Shanghai, for example. So the guy organized it, liked it, shared it. I liked it, shared it. So we both, as we talked about earlier, made sure that it goes in our feed to our connections. And you want to develop your company page. Marina Bay Sands use a beautiful picture of Singapore. Changi Airport do a really, really good job in terms of employer branding. In our unique airport community, opportunities with Reach, join us and build your career with the most awarded airport in the world. Now they're branding and talking to employees, talking about staff. So you do all this personal branding and content marketing and company branding, but then you're going to message people to find that job or find that investment or find that client. And you can do it on LinkedIn through 11 different ways and pick 3 to show you. The first one, invitations. You can use invitations to basically send to people you're not connected to with a sales message. Because there's a loophole in LinkedIn is that basically allow you to message people using an invitation for free. But in summary, LinkedIn is very much a gamification platform. The more you do, the more you get out of it. If you go and develop your personal brand, your content marketing strategy, your company page, and get your messaging right, you too can achieve all your goals, and you too can head the rankings amongst professionals like you on LinkedIn and beat the only man who really cares about being number 1, but he's not, the managing director of LinkedIn in Asia Pacific, Olivier Legrand, and he's French.
So I admit that I don't have a LinkedIn account, but after hearing your talk, I am very convinced. Okay, so I'll have a question.
Yeah.
What would be a good approach to make the first few connections on LinkedIn?
So basically, reach out to people who you think might be useful to you in your career and being an entrepreneur, and make it work for you. LinkedIn's very much about your business portal, it's your business feed. So you get lots of other interesting people sharing interesting things about business. It could be a business in Singapore, business in ASEAN, business the whole of Asia Pacific or the world. And there's always blogs in there about reading books and which books are CEOs reading and how you get inspired by reading book. And it's all encouraging people to actually read and embrace the word on LinkedIn through personalities in a business context. And it's really, really key. It's very hard to find that anywhere else in the world. It's about who you know, not what you know, as this presentation's all about. It's about reaching out and using those contacts, but also the experience, and then come up with an idea, learning about what niche and where the niche is, and then going for it and creating your own business. But you can't do that if you know nothing about the business world. You have to build up your knowledge about the business world. So take all the opportunities to learn about the business world and go for it.